Hello again, Algebra 2 students, and congratulations, you're on Tier 3. We're starting with Tier 3 Lesson 1, solving multi-step absolute value equations. Check off our book. So here we are, Tier 3, solving absolute value multi-steps. So starting with f of x, I should have had a number here. So we're going to make that number 3. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this absolute value expression within the equation like a variable, and we want to isolate it. And to do that, the first thing I need to do is I need to add 6 to both sides. That cancels that 6 out. It leaves me with 3 times the absolute value of x plus 1. 3 plus 6 is 9. And again, I still need to isolate this absolute value expression, so I need to divide by 3. Divide by 3. So that gives me 3 equals the absolute value of x plus 1. Now that we have an absolute value expression equal to a number that's positive, this always has to be positive on this side if it's set equal to an absolute value expression. Then we set it equal to the positive and the negative, the inside of this absolute value expression. So we get 3 equals x plus 1 and negative 3 equals x plus 1. Now we want to solve for x, so we minus 1 from each side, minus 1 from each side on this one too, and we get x equals 2 or x equals negative 4. So there's that equation. Let's go up here to this equation. So I again made a little mistake here. I forgot to put a number over on this side of the absolute value equation, so I'm going to get rid of that g of x. I'm just going to put a 2 there. So I want to isolate now the absolute value expression, and I do that by adding 6 to both sides. Now I get 8 equals the absolute value of 1/3 times x plus 1. And now that I have the absolute value expression completely by itself, I set it equal to both the positive and the negative version of that equation, of what's inside the absolute value expression. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. It's going to give me a 7 equals 1/3 x. I'm not going to get that x by itself, so I want to multiply this side by 3, multiply this side by 3, gives me 21 equals x, because that cancels with that. And then over here, I want to subtract x from both sides, so that gives me negative 9 equals 1/3 x. Again, I want to multiply by 3, multiply by 3, so negative 9 times 3 is negative 27 equals x, because these cancel. So my x on the pink equation can be either 21 or negative 27, and my x on the purple equation can either be negative 4 or positive 2. The key point in this is to understand that you have to isolate your absolute value expressions as if they were variables, and then solve. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize as I was writing that you couldn't see my work, so I'm going to scroll this up to here so you can take a peek at it and see what I did. You need to pause the video for a second.